release, so staying on the Google bandwagon a bit here. This came out about a week and a half ago. This is about compression. And so the idea is using an algorithmic approach to make the model effectively work within far less VRAM footprint. And so that's where we end up. It's funny, like if you go on Facebook Marketplace and look for old GPUs, the 3090s with 32 gigabytes of RAM are worth so much more than the 16 gigabytes of RAM ones because of this reason. We're trying to like get these models into VRAM. And with things like TurboQuant, it's using that VRAM more effectively. So let's dive into how TurboQuant works. Have you dug into the mechanics of TurboQuant?
So I'm taking a deep dive into the theory yet, but I've started to track how it's being adopted. There is a pull request into MLX by someone who's working hard to get this thing like match parity. And so it's apparently like not quite as performant as a full model in terms of speed or certain things, but it's getting really close. And then, with a big efficiency advantage. He said, it still needs a lot of work. So this could be maybe, I don't know, a few weeks out or so. But then once that gets merged into MLX, this means that you may be able to run better models on your MacBooks.
That would be pretty neat. I guess what it's trying to do is they're claiming apparently like 1/6 the memory footprint is like, on the elevator pitch, 1/6 of 1-bit correction. So yeah, that if this is if this and it's as good as they say, then that will be a pretty big jump in what you could do locally. Now, it's funny, there's a ridiculous Hacker News discussion going back and forth of, okay, is this why RAM prices are crashing? No, RAM prices aren't crashing. Like, go buy some. No, it's just we're going to use all available RAM that can be made for the next decade. I think it's probably already spoken for. But this will allow us to do more with all that RAM that we're buying. Would you agree?
We've been talking about this, the whole Jevons paradox thing, where for inference tokens as well, if tokens become more readily available in large quantities and speeds and lower prices, we're going to be able to leverage orchestration frameworks that do swarms of parallel streams of processing and are going to use hundreds of millions or billions of tokens. I've started doing that over the last week. So I think that the more of prime material is available, the more people will want to use it to make things out of it.
It's fun. I saw this kind of cool thing on the local llama subreddit. I'm trying to pull it up. Let's see where it was. This guy had, I guess, his good night routine that he called it, where basically as soon as he's done for the day on his computer, he will say, all right, he'll just disperse all of his computing capacity onto all of his current projects and say, make it better. Take a function, make it faster, take a code base, change it without changing the test suite passing, but just make improvements and letting it just sit there overnight and then checking the next day. Okay, what did it do? Which I think is an interesting idea, right? Because if you're actively developing stuff all day and then every evening on your local hardware, you just say, go ahead and churn and see what you can do. We're going to be able to do stuff like that, like have kind of performance improvements that will keep happening, whereas that wouldn't have been affordable 18 months ago.
Yeah, I think it's hard to speculate, and there's been so many misfires on this, but AR, I think, is going to benefit a lot from this. You have augmented reality, and how you augment reality can involve a lot of powerful multimedia inference, and being able to do that on edge devices is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right. Did you like that clip? Make sure to check out our latest episode. The link is in the description. Also, make sure to check out the links for our Substack, the Trilogy AI Center of Excellence. We publish articles a couple times a week on new AI tools, approaches, comparing things, and also AI news. OpenClaw, we're diving deep into that. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. We do updates several times a week with the latest AI news, tools, walkthroughs, deep dives, lots of good things. We've got the link to our Discord. Ask us questions. We're there all the time. All right, have a good one. See you in the next one.